so we're now going to move into the private library, which is where I am now. You'll notice I'm in the private library because I haven't got the invite code at the top to share my library with anybody else, so that's how I know where I am. I'm just going to try and create a new book. So I'm going to click on new book up here. I'm going to choose portrait for this example, and then I'm going to start customizing my book. I can just simply use the two tools over here, the plus sign to add content and the I, which is the inspector, which allows you to edit the content. If I click the inspector first, I can now choose a colour for my front cover. I can choose a colour or a pattern or a texture. So I'm just going to choose some spots, and then I'm going to go back and I'm going to start adding some content. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to import an image using the built-in Google Images tool within Book Creator, and I'm just going to look for a picture of a dog. Press search, and I'm just going to choose this dog here, and I'm going to press select. That will then drop it onto the front cover of my book, and I can then adjust the size by using the handlebars at the side. I'm going to give my book a title, so I'm just going to go down, I'm going to skip pen and camera, and I'm going to go straight down to text, and I'm just going to give the book a title of Dogs and click done. And when the handlebars are around the text that you're editing, or when they're around any object that's on your page, you can then use the inspector to then edit it and change font, colour and size, etc., like you would do in any other text editor. So I'm just going to increase the size a little bit, and I'm just going to change the colour of that font to match my background. I think I'm going to go blue, just like that, and then I can mess around with the type of font as well if I wish. So I'm just going to change that. Okay, and very quickly I'm customizing and personalizing my front cover of my book. I can then click on here, and you will soon get a new page. Now, when you start to create quite a number of new pages, up here on the left hand side is quite handy, because then that gives you a layout of your pages. And if you wanted to create one page and then duplicate that, this is the place to do it. So if I just double click on my page and I want to make all my pages a certain colour, like this, like blue, rather than doing that individually on each one, if I move up here to pages, and then if I just press those three dots and copy, I'll get another page like that, and so on and so on. And this is quite a handy little feature that you might want to use for the book that you're creating. It also gives me the option there that if I want to move my content around, so if I've put something on page 4 and 5, so say I've added some text, and I realise afterwards that that's not quite in the right place, then again I can go back to pages, and I can very quickly, once the text appears, there it is, I can quickly just drag and rearrange my pages, which again is a really handy feature. I can select my pages as well, like this, and then if I've put a page too many, or I've made an error in some of my pages, I've got the option to delete those pages. Okay, so leave that as it is. I'm going to go back to page 2 and 3. So I've got my text there again. Just to remember, you can just put your handlebars around your object, and then you're free to then make changes to that object. If I just click the inspector again, I can then give it a background if I wish to make that darker. I can then use my handlebars to make it smaller, and I can move it to where I wish. I can increase the size of my font again, like that. Handlebars will just grab hold of that, and hey presto, you've got a nice bold title. Going back up here again, going back to the import key, and it also has the ability already built in for you to look for Google Map. So I'm just going to put in Preston, and what it does, it's really clever, it just takes you straight to that location, and then I can select that and it will just embed that map like that. So if I'm trying to building a map for my specific purpose, then it's already done for you. Again, no need to go out on the internet. Press add again, look at the other import tools. You can import files that you may have. Okay, so you might have a PDF that you want to drop in, or you might have a notebook that you want to drop in. You might have a graphic. So if I just come in here and just open that up, it'll upload the file, and then it will add the graphic that or the JPEG or the Word document. It will just drop that in for you like that. Okay, so again, really quick and easy. Before long, you'll have everything you need. So then I'm just going to go to another new page, quickly go through some of the other tools. So you've got a pen tool. Now, ordinarily, I wouldn't really use a pen tool when using a mouse. However, in a recent update to Book Creator, they've given you the option to use something called AutoDraw. AutoDraw is a website in its own right, a company in its own right, that gives you the option to start drawing, and then it will then guess what you are drawing. So if I just click on here and I start to draw a house like this, it will then try and guess what it is that you are drawing, and it will give you some options at the top. Clearly it doesn't know that this is a house because it is struggling to, oh, there, we could have a barn, couldn't we? We're thinking about dogs. Okay, so you've got this option up here, there's another house, where you can bring in graphics that are vector drawings that have already been created for you based on what you've drawn. Okay, and you can also bring that in to have so many different colors and fabulous glittery sparkly inks as well. Okay, then you've got the option just to use a standard pen or a brush. If you wanted to add some finishing touches, you can do that as well, no problem. And if I just click that on there and click done, and there we go, we can add some drawing in with our pen. I'll just go back to that actually, and I'm just going to go to my silver pen. Okay, and I'm just going to click on this, and you'll see that we get a nice fancy pen. Beautiful. Okay, not in the most sparkly of colours, so I think I'll change my colour with my black dot, and we'll go something more rainbow. Okay, so again, especially for children, if you're using this even with a mouse, then they've got the ability and the imagination to use this in a whole new way. Okay, so we've also got the ability to rub things out when we've made a mistake, which is quite a common tool. So I can just rub this out, and we've got the ability to fill. So because I've chosen that beautiful mottled multicolored colour from the colour picker, I've now got a page full of that colour. Okay, we've also got lots of emojis as well if that's something that fits in with your book. So I can click done there. Okay, so again, very quickly we're starting to build up what is happening, and it's creating it on the page before my very eyes. No end of options with this. There are no end of options of things you can do. So let's just go back to my books, and you now see that on my bookshelf, if I go right back to the dashboard, you'll see I've got one book on my bookshelf. So I'm just going to click on my bookshelf here, and I can name my book here, so I can give it a new name, which is important when you come to export it and download it and save it and print it. You need a clear name, and I can also change my name here if I wish to, because it's picked up my name when I've logged in. So I'm just going to put my name in there like that, and then you've got all sorts of options down here which we're going to talk about next.